welcome back to the Team Empire podcast. You're here with your host, Shannon. Another one for January, the last one, lucky last one, and I've got a goodie for you guys. A lot of requests for this gal, Miss Bikini to Wellness, and we all know all about it. I've got Dominique Cox on the pod. How are you, Dom?
Hi, everyone. I'm good. Thanks, Shannon. Thanks so much for having me on.
Oh, that's okay. I'm so excited to have you. And obviously, we've been in the WOB chat, like, who wants to come on the pod? And I was like, Dom's got to come on. We've got to talk about this journey, man. Like, everyone wants to know how do you do it? Like, how do you go from one division to the next and do well at it? Like, that's the key. So we'll chat all about today. I want to know all about you, everything. I know a bit about you, but we'll find out more. Should we start with the basics? Where are you from? Where do you live? Where in New Zealand are you? And what do you do for work?
So I live in Mount Maunganui. Pretty much, well, I was born in the Waikato, but been here since I was 5 and ever since. So this is definitely home. And I work as a beauty therapist and a massage therapist over in Tauranga, where I'm 2IC of a little salon there. So
Cool.
yeah.
With your hands all day.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Good for the forearms and the shoulder workout. Like, is it
Exactly?
Love it. Oh, that's cool, babe. And you're a mum. You've got so much going. I don't even know where to start, but we're going to start with the mum thing. We're going to talk about you being a mum and getting it done and doing all these things at once, because it's hard enough just to be a mum on its own, I'm sure, let alone bodybuilding and working and doing all the things. But you do it all and you do great at it. So first of all, how do you do that? Like, how do you juggle bodybuilding and motherhood? Like, is there a trick?
Oh, thank you. It's with great difficulty. Yeah, it's definitely something I'm still learning to do every day, juggling both. It's really hard to kind of spread yourself across, all the domains, work, being a mum, and then family relationships, everything, and then throw bodybuilding in the mix just for a bit of fun. So, but we seem to make it work, and yeah, it's been a great challenge, put it that way, and something for me. I think after having my third child, I was really ready to kind of find myself again as well and find something that I enjoyed doing and putting my time into as well that was outside of the home and mum life. So yeah, I just kind of fell into bodybuilding.
That's so good, because we'll talk all about it, but you've probably been into like fitness for a while, and it just develops into bodybuilding. Is that kind of how it happened for you?
Yeah, kind of. Well, up until I had my daughter 3 years ago, I'd never stepped foot in a gym. Well, other than while I was at high school and stuff like that. I was really sporty growing up, though. I was always into team sports. I was a swimmer. That was my kind of first true love. So I swam for years, but athletics, netball was another big one, hockey, kind of did all the things. I was always at a training Monday to Friday. Every night of the week I was doing something. So yeah, I was always kind of sporty, but it phased out for quite a while. Once I hit probably around 14, 15, college, found things that I found funner, I guess. And yeah, then I had babies quite early and then decided afterwards, I was like, right, kind of ready to find that part of myself again. So that enjoyed, sports and stuff.
Oh, how old are your kids now? You got 3. How old are they all?
Yes, my eldest is just starting college this week, which is absolutely crazy. So she's 13. I've got a boy who's going to be 10 next month, and then I've got my little girl who's about 3.5.
Wow, that's so cool. Like, you got your hands full there, a little bit of a range going on. And are they all into
Yeah. Oh, not hugely. My little one, I reckon she'll be my kind of sportiest kid. She's just kind of, for lack of a better term, rip, shit and bust. She's all going, all energy. My son gets into a bit of rugby and stuff like that, but yeah, my eldest girl does gymnastics. But yeah, they've all kind of got their one thing that they enjoy doing. Yeah, and then but they're not full sporty kids, so to speak. Yeah.
It'll take more of your time out too. You've got Monday netball, Tuesday, so like it adds up.
Yeah. This year's looking like I'm going to be kind of full sports mum, which is cool.
Get the little soccer mum car out, off you go.
Yeah, getting them into it a little bit more as well. So yeah.
Babe, I love that. It'd be so cool to have a fit mum that's like bodybuilding. I just reckon it'd be so inspiring as a person.
I hope so.
What do you think would be the most challenging thing? Because everyone would assume it's time, like just trying to manage your time, or like guilt, like, I don't know, should I be at the gym or should I be with my kid? Like, or just whatever. Is that the hardest thing, or what do you think is the biggest challenge of like balancing the two?
there's probably so many challenges. Like time would be a huge one. And just trying to spread it all out. Be there for your kids when they need you, but also not feel like you're not putting enough into your training and things like that when you're trying to work so hard towards something. There's so many things though. Financially, it puts a strain on the family. It's not a cheap sport either. And mum guilt is a big one. Yeah, especially when you get to kind of the really gritty part of prep and you're spending, 2 to 3 hours in the gym every day and you're like, oh, maybe I should be at home, or you're missing bedtimes and, things like that. But yeah, you just kind of got to focus on the bigger goal, just for it's only a small time that you're really kind of that deep into it as well. And then just kind of put more into them when you've got the time to, I guess.
True. Balance it out.
Yeah.
Hey? A bit of
Yeah.
Makes sense.
But even talking about it makes me like, that mum guilt's creeping in. It's like, oh, it's like, how do you explain it without sounding like a bad mum as well? It's a juggling act. Yeah, definitely. Sure. So many challenges.
Can imagine, like, I don't even know where to start. I'm just like, I don't even know where to dip the toe in, but that totally makes sense. And I guess like partnership, you've got someone that is with you that helps you, and you work as a bit of a team, and that's probably going to be an advantage as well. Hey.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
What kind of tips would you give? Like, how like we've got a lot of new people jumping into the sport, into IFBB, which we love, and there's obviously the fit model division, so there might be some mums there too. But like any of these first timers that are like, hey, 2025 is my first year competing, and their mothers maybe, like, would you be like, okay, just like start saving now? Is that a good one?
yeah, that would be a good one. Start doing everything now, because your time's going to be very stretched by the end of it all. Posing, etc. Start that early, because you don't want to leave that late and then not have enough time in your day to be able to dedicate a whole hour or something. You might only have 10 minutes, and the more you put into it, the better you're going to kind of feel on stage day about it as well. And just kind of getting organized, like that would be a big tip. Just try to be as organized as possible. Food prep, things like that, packing kids' lunches the morning before. So like just all those little things make it so much easier. My first season, I was able to gym very early in the morning. My partner was starting work a bit later in the day, so I was able to go to the gym early and kind of get everything done, and then just be like, cool, I've got the whole day, to sort the kids or spend time with the kids. So being organized is a big one. But obviously you kind of have to make do with what you've got. Go for it. It's definitely a challenge, but it's a very rewarding challenge as well. And I think the kids get to see the rewards of that as well. There's so much good that comes out of it that the kids get to witness firsthand. So yeah.
I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. I think I know you mean, like, there'd be bits where you feel guilty, but to see it all to come together and to have your kids watch you as well, like it feels like, okay, this is cool. This is them seeing all that work and effort, and sometimes you have to sacrifice, but you get a reward at the end. Like it's teaching them as well.
Yeah.
As hard. It's like a nice thing too. Hey.
Yeah, exactly. And like coming home and like watching the 3-year-old pop the medals on her neck and walk around, and every Wednesday morning when I'm doing my check-in for Frank, she's standing there next to me and got my spare pair of heels on, and she's poking her butt towards the mirror. So it's kind of like getting them involved. There were many cardio sessions where I was holding her as well and just getting it done. It's a challenge, but it's doable if you really kind of want it, I guess. Yeah,
got to be a hard worker. Got to get in there. Grind.
It's a grind.
It ain't easy, but it's worth it. I want to go back to the first time I saw you on stage. I probably might have seen you. I'm not sure when you started officially, but we'll go into that. But I saw you for the first time in 2023, and you were bikini, and you were up there doing your thing, and I loved it. You did bikini, but then that same season, nationals rolled around, and I heard a little whisper from the girl, like Kate and stuff. They're like, maybe she's going to do wellness. And then you come up and you do wellness, and you did so well. But can you talk to us about, like, we're going to go back. So how many seasons have you done? How many shows have you done? Did I get to see you when you started in 2023, or was there a year before? Tell me about that.
I think so. No, 2023 was my first year. So Tournament of Champions was my first ever time competing. And I competed as a bikini competitor. That was it was the first thing I had my, my heart set on. I loved the bikini look, and Kate was one of my original inspirations that I kind of just stumbled across on Instagram. That's actually how I found Frank and found Frank's coaching in the first place. Just stumbled upon them. And yeah, so I was like, I want to look like that. Like, can I even look like that? I've had 3 kids, but I want to anyway. And yeah, so jumped up on the TOC stage and competed I did 3 classes. I did the first timers, the novice, and the open. And I walked away with placings from all of them. I got a 5th in first timers, and a 4th in the novice classes. But as Becky was saying on her podcast as well, I was like, I kind of didn't feel it like the 4th and 5th counts, no hate to anyone that gets 4th or 5th or anything, but it was just like I wanted that 3rd place. And I jumped up in the open class as well and got 3rd place. But I did come off, in all honesty, feeling a little bit disheartened, because even though I placed in all 3 classes and I would have been midway in the first timers, the open and the novice rounds, there were only 4 and 3 girls in the lineup. So I felt like I kind of came off going, oh, cool, I got medals, but I was actually last in my lineups. And I came off stage and Kate said to me straight away, she's like, I think they think you're too jacked. Which, yeah, and I was like, what? And straight away in my first check-in after that, Frank said to me, you've got a lot of dense muscle on you. And I think we should give wellness a shot. I think you're going to suit wellness better. And I was very apprehensive at the start, probably. I was like, what? No way. And then I got the judges' feedback, and that kind of confirmed things for me. They too had said, we think you're better suited to wellness. And I was like, well, all right, let's give it a go then. And Frank said, we'll shoot for wellness for nationals, which was quite a shock, but we just went with it.
Yeah, and it was like 8 weeks or something in between. It was like it was a good chunk, but not like a division jumping. Like it was, a lot like to do it.
Yeah, there was 7 weeks between TOC and nationals. So yeah, and I didn't publicly post that I was going into wellness. I kind of just dropped it the morning of. I was petrified. I was like, what are we doing wellness? This is just madness. And then so that was my second show, nationals, and I ended up getting 3rd place in my lineup for that. And that kind of cemented. I was like, all right, this is kind of where I belong. Let's shoot for it for the next year. Yeah. And then I did 3 show days in total for 24, but TOC I did 2 shows. I did the morning naturals and then I did the afternoon regionals as well. So technically 2 shows there.
Yeah.
4 shows in total for 24.
Oh, that's crazy. I can't believe I actually saw you on your first show. I thought you'd been like a while.
Yeah.
There's more. There'll be more to her story, but no, that was it. I got to see the whole lot. So I feel
no, that was me.
What were you doing in that 7 weeks? Like, tell us, because obviously you and Frank knew what you were going to do, but like no one else knew. But what were you hustling for? Were you just trying to bring up the legs? Like that's the biggest thing usually. What was it? What you were trying to do?
Yeah, I think from memory we kind of aimed a bit more on conditioning as well. So my feedback from the first TOC was that I was quite hard in the upper compared to my lower, and we needed to bring my lower in more. And that was going to be the struggle for bikini, to bring my lower in any more without getting any harder up top. But so with the wellness category swap, we could kind of just go a little bit harder on the conditioning, rather than trying to put on a bunch of size in 7 weeks when you're already in a deficit. And, it's quite hard. I do think we did get a bit of size on there. I started just really pushing the weights as hard as I possibly could. Probably a fair bit of ego lifting in there, but just getting through it and just being like, I'm wellness now. But yeah, we really, the cardio got more intense as well. And we just tried to really lean everything out so everything popped more. Yeah, even though it was going to be small, like mass wise, I guess, so to speak, we were going to just, try to make it pop what was there. Yeah.
Nice. I love
and then obviously posing and things, and that always helps, kind of bring your physique to light as well. So
yeah, Nice. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Was there a feeling like, because when you come out on the stage for the first time at TOC, you were bikini, and then obviously nationals was wellness. Was there like a different feeling when you come out on the stage? Were you like, oh, this is like, because I feel like at nationals when you did wellness, there was more, maybe just because it was the second time on stage, but more confidence, maybe a bit more like even attitude. I liked it. I was here for it. How did you feel? Confident? Happy?
The funny thing with my first wellness nationals was that I completely blanked. I'm like, I don't remember jack of being on stage, honestly. Like it was like just black. Like, I got out there and I just went into autopilot. I was petrified. I remember standing in because we had to walk upstairs to go on the stage to that one. And I remember being halfway up the stairs because I think I walked out like third out of like five girls or something, and I was just shaking and I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And I got up there and I just saw the crowd and I was like, gone.
Yeah.
I wasn't very present on stage that time. And I got great feedback about my posing and everything. And I've like seen videos back and I'm like, I don't really remember being in that moment.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I think I really hyped myself up about that and like doing the category swap, going up against girls that had been working towards wellness like all year, 2 years plus. And then I'm just like, hey, I'm just going to like jump in here and see how I do. Don't mind me.
and carve it up, take a third place off. Yeah, sorry. I love that.
Yeah, it was very unexpected. Honestly,
Yeah.
it was a very unexpected third place.
But it was worth it, baby. Did so well. It was deserved. It was earned. You looked great. It was just cool to see how much you grew within that time. And I think we're going to jump back into a bit more of that. We're obviously going to talk more about the bikini to wellness. But how was your last year season? So you got a bunch of placings, as we know. You told us about your shows that you've done. Like you did the Waikato 2 shows, all of them.
Yep.
Were you happy with like what you did between 2023 and 2024 and like the package and the results? Were you happy with all of that?
Yeah, I think so. With the time that we had in between seasons, I think we did substantially well for me. It was definitely, I worked my butt off over that Christmas kind of off, that mini off season, I'll call it. It's what we finished nationals in like October and then probably prepping come like, April, May again to get just to do that slow kind of. And I was doing the first show of the season, TOC. So we did start early. And yeah, but we're like fantastic season. I couldn't be more stoked with how it all turned out. I got first place in all three lineups for the regional shows that I competed in, and then took out the overalls as well, which was absolutely crazy. So it's still like on cloud nine about that. 3 overalls is a pretty good effort the second season. So yeah, I was really, really happy. I started the season saying to Frank, like, oh, I really want one of those big medals, the big one, the overall. But I was like, might be a bit ambitious, my first proper year in wellness. And then yeah, so I mean, I was absolutely wrapped with the outcome. Definitely, I think each time as well, I never went in expecting that outcome whatsoever. Each time I was just like, at Waikato's nationals, I literally turned to TJ and I was just like, what the fuck? So yeah.
That way, isn't it? Because it's a surprise, It's not like I'm gonna get it and then you get let down. It's kind of like I want it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. It was crazy. Crazy.
Babe, congratulations, you did so well. It was fun to watch.
Thank
I loved not competing last year because I could watch everyone. It was so good. And eat my snacks. What have you been doing since you got off the stage at Nationals? So obviously it's been a little bit, not heaps of time, but it's been a few months now. Have you reversed? Are you feeling okay about your reverse and all that? And are you now into, I guess, your off season or your build or your growth season?
Yeah. Reverse. Next question. Reverse is never my it's not where I do the best at, I guess you could say. I find it really difficult. Once I'm in prep, flick the switch, I'm all good, easy peasy. But when you get that taste for things, it's really hard to say no again. All the kids stacks and things that are in the cupboards, that always makes it really hard. And it's just that constant kind of reminder to yourself that, the snacks don't go anywhere. They're still there. They're always there. But yeah, so That's always a journey for me, the reverse. I probably did slightly better than last year, but still have got plenty of work to do in that like department of bodybuilding. And yeah, so now we're into a build. We're just trying to grow, really focusing on a growth season this year. Want to build some mass, want to build all round as well, just general consensus all over growth. So yeah, that's kind of the aim. Get the calories back up and yeah, push some heavy weights, hopefully.
Yeah, I love that. Let's talk about your training. I want to talk about it. So what's changed
Yeah.
from bikini to wellness? And obviously you've competed for a couple of seasons now, but it hasn't really ramped up. Have you got like 5 glute days? Like what does your training split look like?
To be fair, since show I've had a 4-day split and there've been 2 lower, 2 uppers. My uppers are always mixed shoulders and back. And then lower are kind of they're what I wouldn't know what you call it, but I do a little bit of everything in those lower days. So I do a couple of hammy exercises, couple of glutes, couple of quads. But now we seem to do a bit of a strength building program my last block. So it was really kind of trying to get me pushing some heavy weights at lower reps and things like that. So we moved into a bit of a strength kind of block. And yeah, now we've just jumped to another 4-day split and I'm doing 3 lower days. And they're a bit more categorized. So I'm doing like 1 day of hammies, 1 day of glutes, 1 day of quads. So everything's getting a really good hammering at the moment. And I'm really enjoying this style of training. Yeah.
Oh, yes, yeah. And you're still doing like low rep type of stuff, or you got more volume in there now?
A bit of a mixture. Like most of my sets are somewhere between 8 to 15, depending. They'll start at higher volume and then we'll push up to do the last few working sets at a lower rep range, really kind of maxing out as far as we can go weight-wise as well. Yeah.
So what's your favorite weight day to train? What's your favorite lower body part to train?
Well, probably I really enjoy training my quads. But I'm not like super fantastic at it because it's still so new to me. My glutes and my hammies I tend to be quite relatively strong and quite confident in a lot of those exercises. Quad days, they're a lot more newer to me. And yeah, they suck, but I love them because they suck. So.
We'll see more games that way, since they're.
And that's it. I want to blow them up. So I'm like, all right, even though I hate it, let's do it. Like,
we want an Issa, we want Fran legs. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. I want like big fourth legs. So
I love them. And what about upper? Like, do you love doing delts? Do you love a back day? Like, what's your favorite kind of upper day?
Oh, I mean, I love training. If you've seen my Instagram stories, you know I love training an upper day. I love a good delt pump. And I love doing a bit of a cheeky lat spread as well here and there. But yeah, I feel strong on my upper body days. So yeah, I really enjoy them. I think as well being a masseuse definitely kind of gives me that little bit of help in that department as well. I'm kind of using my muscles, like my upper body muscles, so often. Yeah. So they do kind of blow up and relatively easily. Compared to lower, which I'm always like, oh, catch up. Yeah. Especially now being wellness, I'm like, come on, TikTok.
Get there. Well, you'll get there, babe. It's just a couple of years already off. Exactly. And do you prefer did you prefer the bikini training versus wellness training and also the physiques? Like, do you actually prefer the wellness physique or did you like bikini better, that kind of thing?
That's a good question. I loved the bikini physique. I mean, aesthetically, it's so pleasing, and wellness, I get the legs beautiful. I like, these ladies look amazing, but I feel for me personally in my off season, that's still a bit of a struggle. Still like, getting used to that off season look. It's probably when I first got into it, it's definitely a lot. What would you say? Oh, what's the word you'd use? It wasn't the look I kind of was aiming for, I guess, when I first entered bodybuilding. And I mean, as you get further into it, you learn that it's not all about how you look, anyway. It's the off season, it's getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. But yeah, I truly do love the bikini physique. I think it's really aesthetically pleasing. Wellness, I love. Now it's weird because you grow like to love having big legs. Like you were always I was trying to slim them down for so long. So it was a bit of a transition going, all right, now we're going to beef them up a bit, so to speak. And yeah, but yeah, while I'm in prep, I love that kind of wellness look on me. I think I definitely suit it, and it is my kind of category. But yeah, the off season I still struggle with. Dressing myself is just, oh, that's no fun. Like the old baggy t-shirt, shorts vibe is kind of a constant.
Chuck a maxi dress on,
But
something
yeah,
easy.
so still learning to love the curves, I guess. That it's a daily battle. Body dysmorphia is real, especially after show.
That's true. It's a fact, everybody. And I think it's another thing to remember that, like, you get on stage and you look like that, right? And yes, wellness is so impressive, but you live in your body every other day of the year, not that everybody sees you. And then you have to have a layer of body fat on the top of their muscle. Everybody that's listening will know this, but obviously it's just like, oh, yes, that's right. Like reiterating the fact of like, you actually walk around a little bigger than usual. And as women, we've always been to get as small as we possibly can. And it's like, it just blows you to the other, thigh gaps and all that shit was out when we were younger. So it's like now it's the absolute opposite. And it's just a bit of a mental one. But I think that wellness is, to me, it's like so impressive. It's my favorite division for women because it's just so out there. Like it's crazy. And then figures probably my next. But it's just like thinking about those things as well. Like you have to live with your physique all year round and you have to be happy with yourself. But it's really cool that you're growing into that and like mentally starting to like enjoy that part of it too, because it's so big, right? And on that note, I want to talk to you about nutrition. I want to know, are you actually eating a lot more? Because you assume that you do, right? So bikini girls eat a bit, but surely you eat more in wellness now. Is that true?
Yeah, you assume that all the wellness girls are eating a crap load more. For me, it's definitely a work in progress building those like calories up for me as well. I end up like prepping on quite low, like in the last few weeks. I got to quite a low calorie intake for me. And I think as well, like, so we've had to build that up gradually, obviously. And then as well, for years before I even got into bodybuilding, just the yo-yo dieting, crash dieting, kind of, borderline starve yourself periods to, get skinny as such. Had a bit of a roller coaster, roller coaster weight wise in my early 20s. And and that all kind of plays a part on, your hormones and things like that. And so it's kind of working to get everything, I guess, working optimally again. And then when you end up doing prep and stuff, you start messing with that again. So it's, it just takes time to get back to it. So I'm definitely eating like more than I was last year at this time as well. But my protein and fats are pretty much the same. It's more the carbs that have increased, just for the energy, to kind of put into working out and training and things like that as well. Yeah. But Frank will probably be listening to this at some point, and the less I snack, the more we're going to get those calories up as well, and that reverse as well. So stop snacking, everyone, because you'll get to eat more.
Yes, do it. Because Frank's just feeding himself with all of us at the moment. Everybody.
I know, we're all guilty. We're all guilty.
The calendar's not out and everyone's like, the calendar's not here. We don't even know. Like, no, just keep on. Like, we've all got to do it. We're all in the same boat. Yeah, no, that's cool. But it is interesting to know about nutrition and like how that would change. But it's generally similar, isn't it? It's just the training split and the intensity and the other things that change. Yeah,
exactly. I still eat pretty much exactly the same as all the other girls. It might just be different. And I mean, there'll be some bikini girls out there eating more than me, without a doubt. It just depends on, what they've kind of built that maintenance, like their maintenance calories up to.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone's different. Hey, it's all a game. It's like, don't even copy someone else because it could be the worst thing ever for you.
Exactly.
Posing wise, so Kate's your posing coach as far as I know, and let's just chat about that, because bikini to wellness, and we were just chatting about this before we jumped in on record, but like all of our posing coaches, Rhiannon's the same, she's my posing coach, they all did bikini because wellness wasn't around until a few years back, and then everyone's trying to transition into bikini, and now these fit models, it's the same thing all over again. But are you still with Kate through your bikini to wellness transition? And can you talk to us about your posing journey a little bit, about how you got into it and the transition between the two divisions?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Kate's my posing coach from day dot. Love Kate. She's amazing. So patient. And yeah, I loved doing all my posing lessons with her. I went to majority of them in my first season. I was doing in person, so she was, it's only an hour away to travel there, so it was easy to kind of get over there and have those in-person lessons where she could kind of, you know, physically maneuver me and get me in the right positions, which I found very, very helpful. And then yeah, so switching to wellness, that was a bit of a journey. That was fun. I probably, yeah, I struggled with swapping to wellness posing. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so, so hard. It's so different. So I went over and had lessons with Kate, and she'd done a bit of research herself since knowing that I was, changing to wellness. I believe I was her first wellness posing client, I believe. And yeah, so we were both kind of learning at the same time, to be fair. And yeah, so she was like, if there's anything that you kind of find out along the way that you think works better for you, let me know. And we just kind of worked together to try to find how I'd, yeah, best kind of look in particular positions, I guess. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
And
we got there in the end.
yeah, you did. You got there in the end. So looking amazing.
It was a grind in that first 7 weeks.
Imagine. Yeah, that first bit. Oh yeah, of course. Because
Yeah.
that you had a lot of time, right? But just that little first bit, it's like quick.
Yeah. That was it was like I didn't have much time to kind of try and nail those mandatory poses.
Did good, mate. Like I said, you come out looking spicy. I was like, really, like, damn, like, Jesus, she's here to fucking fight someone and took it out in third place. It was awesome. But what is that front pose like? Is that actually quite hard? Because obviously bikini girls, we do it in a transition, but you really have to sit into it, eh? And really like get that glute out. Is it really hard to do?
Yeah, I find it really hard to do. I probably need to sit into it a little bit more as well. When I look in like check-in photos and stuff like that, I know you're quite bent
Yeah.
forward. Yeah, and I found that a struggle as well going from bikini posing to wellness posing. Like 3 kids, my stomach isn't as tight as some of these kind of 20-year-olds that are rocking up. And so having to lean over, I was very conscious that I wasn't kind of, and that's it, being able to be in control of everything as much in my abdomen. So that was definitely probably my biggest issue I had every time I was talking to Kate and Frank about my posing and stuff like that to start with. But everything tightens up and it all disappears at the end anyway. And you're like, hey.
It's all good. Everything works out.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. But it is hard. You've really got to kind of contort your body because they want you front up. Yeah. And then you're kind of trying to flare your quads slightly and get your back quad to pop a little bit. And yeah, when I was doing it, I remember Frank saying to me, he was just like, yeah, like you have to pose for real now. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, man, this is difficult. Like it was hard.
It's like the more muscle you have, the harder it is.
Yeah, because you're trying to like kind of activate things and get everything to pop a little bit more. So you're really you're focusing a lot.
And they make it look easy, eh? When the wellness Olympians come out, they just kind of sit and you're like, what? That looks easy as.
They do. And I think that's like they just have more muscle mass. So they don't have to whereas the less muscle you have, the more you're trying to sit into your hip, the more you're trying to, accentuate your glutes to try to, make it, well, give that, that silhouette, I guess, of wellness. Yeah. So you're trying to kind of, morph your body to look, its best, which is very hard when you don't have the muscle there.
Coming, it's on the way.
It's on its way.
That's it. And what about the side pose? Because similar to bikini, but I bet that's probably different for you now, hey, because you're trying to push your muscle. Is it slightly different?
Slightly different. It's more, you're definitely more side on in your torso, and then you've really got to twist and contort your upper body to bring your shoulders around. Yeah. And just sitting more into your glute. I remember from bikini posing, it was, for me, it was locked leg, booty up,
Right.
whereas now there's a little bend in your leg because you want to accentuate your hamstrings, but you still want to be pushing back to, make the glute pop. But then for me, you don't want to be leaning over too far forward when you're doing that. You're trying to, again, bring everything up in the top half. yeah, so it's still a work in progress for me posing. Yeah.
Always learning, hey. And how often do you
Yeah,
practice?
oh, definitely. Now I'm once every couple of weeks at the moment. I'm pretty, yeah, deep in off season. I have to admit I'm not the best. But yeah, like when I was in prep, I was trying to pose at least I was doing 10 minutes a day here and there. But I was trying to get in a good like half-hour session twice a week
Nice,
when I
good.
was, yeah, in prep as well.
A
Yeah.
good amount of time in, eh? Like the more practice, the
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, exactly. Just getting comfortable in all the poses so you're not kind of, yeah, and just holding those mandatories for as long as possible. That is like something that I should have even worked on even more. Because once you get up there and they start really comparing you, they can work you and you don't realize like how long it feels when you're up there. Yeah.
So practice that stamina, ladies. You'll need it. If you're in the, top, you want to be able to work it and push those other girls out if you can.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. Because if it comes down to your posing, on show day, you don't want to be falling short on that, you
no,
know.
hey, you don't want to get all
Yeah,
that way and be like, oh, it's just because I didn't pose right. Oh God, that'd be
yeah,
terrible. No,
yeah.
don't let that happen. And what about your suit and heels and stuff? Like, was any of that different going from bikini to one?
Um, yeah. There's a bit of a story behind that. So I got my beautiful blue bikini from FlexiWear for my first show. I was in love with it. It was beautiful. Um, I did find because it was right when they were changing the regulations of how skimpy they could be. And it kind of, oh, did I lose you?
Oh, am I gone?
Oh, yeah, you're gone. You paused on me.
Uh-oh. I'll come back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It'll come back. It's just
You
probably,
just,
oh yeah, are we back? Ish.
you're still frozen. Oh, yeah, there we go. Sweet.
Okay, are we back now? Okay.
Yeah, we're back. We're back.
Where were we? Oh, the shoes. Oh, the story.
The story, yeah. So I noticed that some of the like the other girls that had gone with accentuates. Oh, sorry, it was when they were changing the regulations for how skimpy, yeah, the bottoms could be. And we'd gone as skimpy as we could go at the time. And then when I kind of got to show day, I noticed that it was definitely not as skimpy as some of the other girls there that had gone through other bikini brands. And anyway, I got good feedback on it. They said great suit and everything. Wore it for nationals because I'd spent like close to $1,000 on this suit. So I was like, well, I'm not buying another one right now. And so I wore the blue one and me and Kate were just tweaking it up, right up the butt crack. And we're like, it's all good. We'll just tweak it up as far as possible. But feedback came back after nationals saying suit wasn't right cut for the category, doesn't accentuate your glutes enough. And we knew that going into it. So this year, and I mean, I couldn't justify this year getting another suit. And my beautiful friend Corey offered to lend me her one that she had won the overall at TOC in I think 2 years before me. So I wore that, and yeah, turns out it's a bit of a good luck charm. The burgundy bikini.
Looks
So I
good.
wore that. Yeah, I wore that all year this year. Yeah.
Nice. And what do you think about that going from blue to red? Like it's a bit of a change, hey?
Well, I wanted to wear a red bikini. It wasn't quite the red I had my heart set on at the start. But like Kate had said to me, you're better off to wear a bikini that's the right cut than you are to worry about the color. Like, it's just like you can kind of wear any color on stage. Yes, some colors are going to suit us better, obviously, but at the end of the day, the cut's going to be a bit more important for me to really show off the glutes. So yeah, and honestly, and once I got up there with the background of TOC and everything, I thought the bikini actually looked really, really nice with their backdrop and everything. And yeah, I was just like, well, good luck, charm. We're just wearing it for the whole year. Yeah, so very, very grateful to Corey for lending me that because we all know our bikinis are so precious.
And some people share, and it's really lovely when they do, hey? So
It is, yeah,
it means a lot.
yeah,
Money. So make sure you look after them, girls, if you borrow one.
definitely.
Yeah. I love that. And then what are the girls like in wellness? Because I know that I've got a client that's won wellness and she's amazing, and all her girls are amazing. Like you know who she is, Becca, of course. But
Yes,
what
yes,
are the
she's
bikini
lovely.
girls like versus the wellness girls? Is there any difference between the groups? Like, are the wellness girls a little bit more badass, like a bit more hard? I don't know. What is it like?
Oh, maybe in that respect a little bit badass or like what not training. I mean, like training with a bikini girl is so much fun because I get to push them, you know. And then when I train with a wellness girl, they are pushing me. It's completely opposite. They train like beasts, the wellness girls, and even just the stories and stuff on Instagram, incredible. Um, and yeah, but I don't think there's any like everyone's so lovely. Everyone's so lovely. Everyone that I've talked to and kind of connected with, which I've made so many connections as well through bikini and wellness. I've got so many bikini friends because that's where I started, and you know, Worthy of Victory is such a big team, so it's easy to kind of find lots of girls to make friends with in there. And everyone's so welcoming. But yeah, wellness was exactly the same. Like everyone welcomed me with open arms and they've supported me right from the get-go. And I mean, some of them have said to me that I inspire them, and I'm just like, oh my God, what? Like what? That's like totally opposite. Or like you've inspired me from the get-go. Like this is yeah. So everyone's so lovely. I haven't come across any like bad blood within any of the girls across both categories or ever. So yeah.
That looks good. Everyone's been really, really good these last few years. And from what we've noticed, like there's been no,
It's
hey, it's been cool.
Yeah, no, it's really lovely. Backstage vibes are always really great. Everyone's just, happy to be there and kind of, yeah, it's really cool.
It's cool. It's not up to us, it's up to the judges. But just for anyone new out there that's like, oh my God, backstage must be so scary and the girls must be mean. Like nothing's like that at all. It's actually pretty cool, pretty chill. Just do your own thing and just get on with
It
it.
is. That's it. Everyone's just sitting there chilling out in big groups and yeah, just go sit down, make a mate. Like we'll welcome you.
Feet up, get a little selfie going, you'll be fine.
Exactly.
Who's your favorite wellness Olympian besides Jazz? Because obviously we all love Jazz.
Oh my God, Jazz is just amazing, isn't she? Incredible. But Olympian, I'd probably have to go with good old Standy Fran. She is my favorite. Yeah. Hopefully she takes back the title this year. She's definitely my favorite. Yeah.
I'm kind of happy she got it taken because she did slip a little bit. We all know just a little tiny bit wasn't like
yeah. Sometimes you need a bit of humbling. We can't win them all, but hopefully it makes her hungrier to come back even better this year. So I'm excited to see what she'll kind of come up with.
She gives me Lioness vibes, eh? Like no one's gonna fuck her up again. Like she's like slipped once, it'll never happen again.
Yeah. This is that. Until I retire, it's mine.
You need that bit of like grunt in you, eh? We're
yeah.
And she like didn't go to the photo shoot the next day and everything. She was salty, but she'll be back.
Yeah.
And what about bikini? Who's your favorite bikini Olympian besides again Kate, of course, because we all love Kate.
Kate's my fave. Probably like my biggest inspo was Jen Dory. I loved Jen. Yeah. I was a big fan of Jen. So I'm hoping she comes back this year. I was gutted not to see her on stage. But I do love as well Phoebe Hagen, and I'm not sure if she's going to be coming back either, but I loved Phoebe Hagen. And just her whole kind of mantra about the sport. She was just so lovely and just so real. And yeah. So I loved Jen and Phoebe. Honestly, the amount of their YouTubes and things that I watched when I was doing my first bikini prep was just insane.
Phoebe's content's like all the time. Hey, Phoebe's good. Phoebe's always on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's cool.
Do you think Jen will come back this year?
I hope so. I hope she will. I haven't seen much of her stuff pop up though lately, but yeah, I'm hoping she does.
Yeah, she's been doing bombshell shoots and that's all she's been doing. You don't see any training, you don't see much food, like a little bit of food, but I'm just like, give us something, Jen.
Yeah, no, she must have fallen back on my stories because she hasn't been posting as much because I don't see a lot from her anymore. Yeah.
And Phoebe is doing more hybrid now, eh? She's doing running.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
She still looks good though. She looks good.
She does. Yeah.
And what do you think about 2025, this year? We're already ready to roll. I'm going to talk to you about what you're up to in a second, but what are your thoughts on the Bikini Pro Show? We finally got a freaking pro show, babe. Are you excited? Are you going to go watch?
That is so exciting. 100%. I'll be in the crowd screaming for everyone. I hope every single bikini pro here in New Zealand competes. It'll be so cool to see. We've all been screaming for it for ages. So yeah, we finally got it. So when it comes up, buy your tickets and go watch and support because I think it's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. We've
Yeah.
got some Aussies
And
coming.
hopefully Kate competes at it too, because like imagine the girls that are going to be competing there, and get to be backstage with an Olympian, and that's such like I don't know, just what an experience.
Wait to get that the lineup. You know how they do the pro lineups and they give us everyone. I
Yes.
can't wait for that.
Oh, it'd be so good, so good.
What do you think about it being at TOC and TOC being after nationals this year? Because you're the TOC champ, they've changed it up this year. What do you think about that?
They have, yeah. So I was talking to Frank about it, and I think that's really really cool. If it's TOC, it like I was like, oh, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, could defend my title potentially. But yeah, really really cool. Whether it is TOC or not, but I think it is in Palmy after Nationals, eh? So I'm not sure whether they're going to do TOC first and this is a whole new show, or it'll be really interesting to find out. I mean, I'm super eager to find out the calendar, and I'm not even meant to be competing this year. And I'm just like, give it to us. Like, I want to know. I want to book my time off for all the shows and all my friends that are competing. And yeah, I want to be in the crowd for as much as I can this year and kind of support from the crowd. Yeah, be on the other end of it this time.
It's fun, babe. You'll enjoy it. You get to eat all the food while everyone's like,
yeah.
And is it you're going to planning to not compete this year? But is there like a maybe if something was to happen, or like are you leaving that open like 5%?
Yeah, I was definitely like not competing this year, not competing. And then as soon as this little rumor about TOC coming out after nationals popped up, I was like, oh, that means a 26 qualifier. So yeah, if I compete this year, it'd be purely for strategic reasons only. I don't plan on it. I'm trying to stick to it. As much as my family are supportive, they would just be like, really, Dom? Like, you said not this year. But yeah, just hearing that rumor, it already like kind of lit that fire up again straight away. And I was like, oh, because it would be really cool to try to defend my title, rather than just be like, pass it on. Just give it a little run for its money, see what I can come up with. But yeah, it'd purely be for strategic reasons. And like, even when I mentioned it to Frank straight away, like I said, I got excited about it. Yeah, he was just like, all right, just calm down. Let's just focus on what we're doing now, and we'll just see how the year pans out and what the calendar actually said.
Wait and see what actually happens, because nobody knows. I mean, like Shane's like this. I think this is happening, but he doesn't need like where no one's comfortable until it comes out. But
well, and I don't want to like cut myself short of any growth as well, and I said that as well. So yeah, I definitely want to put all into growing rather than sell myself short and then just compete for the hell of it. Yeah, so we'll just see. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, because you could always give your title away, but then come back in 2026 and be like, holy shit, is that Dom? Like,
and that is the goal. That is the original goal. Yeah. It was only because I heard that it could be TOC. Like so if I was like, if it's Tournament of Champs, we'll see. But if it's otherwise I'll just be in the crowd.
Because I've just taken a year off and I'll be prepping soon. As soon as prep starts, I'll be prepping, and I've already asked Frank, like, shall I take another year off? Because I'm like, you just don't know if you're big enough, and the whole year it's like, oh, I could do more, so it's so good to have a year off. And I think you'll enjoy it if you take the whole year, and keep moving. And I think you'll just come back like, what the actual, who the fuck? What was she doing?
I'll be able to grow a lot more without jumping into another kind of deficit phase, and just so.
But it's on the burner. We'll just
that
leave
is the plan.
What happens?
The plan is not to compete.
But we'll see you again regardless, hey? Like
definitely. Yeah.
She's not done.
I'd say I'll definitely back to 26. That's the aim. Yeah.
Love that. And what regional show haven't you done but you would like to do?
I wouldn't mind doing Wellington.
Oh yeah.
I reckon Wellington would be cool. Well, because I haven't even been there, haven't been to the capital. So I'm like, why not? Go to Wellington. But other than that, I think South Island would be a really, really good show. I mean, they bring up some athletes, man, like number wise. And because it's like the only show down there. So it's kind of everyone from the South Island. So I like the idea of like, going down there and going up against everyone down there as well. Yeah.
Be quite cool, eh? Because it's quite a diverse
Yeah.
crowd who turns up. Like the physique's always really different. It's just funny to see what they all walk.
Exactly. Some of those athletes down there, you're just like, whoo, mate.
Hiding in Blenheim, just like I don't know, picking on size. You're like, who are you? Like not even
Like
being
Christchurch's little community of bodybuilders that they pump out some bodybuilders from there, man.
do you wish we had a mountain show? Like so it'd be quite cool, hey?
Oh, well, see, Waikato's was held in Rotorua, so that was actually really, really close for me this year. And it was really handy for all the family to go to and things like that. Yeah, so we'd actually originally, well, close to Waikato's, talked about not doing Waikato's and just shooting for both regional and natural nationals instead, just like financially and time, things like that. But my little sister was competing for the first time in the Waikato show. And so, yeah, I was like, no, we're not backing out. Like all my family are coming. I'm doing it with my sister. We're just going to gun for it. And then that's why we only chose to do natural nationals as well. Just I was like 2 shows and I just have to pick which 2 they are. And I went for one at Waikato's, one at nationals, and just played to my strengths and kept it to the natural shows. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And how did your sister go? What did she think? Did she love it or not? Or what was the thought?
Yeah, she loved it. She loved it. She's coached by Lou Mullen, and she had a great time. She placed in every lineup. She loved it so much at Waikato's, and that everyone ended up talking her into competing at national. And she was like, oh my God. And so she did it. So I dragged her up to nationals with me. And so we got to do that together as well, which was really, really special. So, yeah.
Did you get some pics together and all that? You got to get all the moments.
Yeah, we got a few. To be honest, I don't think we got much after nationals. It was a day. It was a blur. The week leading into Waikato's was honestly hell on earth for me. And then we went into nationals and I still wasn't feeling on top of my game. I was really ill at Waikato's. I was actually really ill that day and kind of tried to pay it off. But so it was a long haul for me. And at the end of nationals, I was just scattered, eh? Like I was pretty done. I was emotional. I was like, it's all this is it. Like that's it. It's done for the year. And I don't think we even got photos like outside directly after. We got photos with our burgers after, but I don't think we got any nice ones with our medals, funnily enough.
Think about it. You just want to get the fuck out of there, man.
Oh, we got lots after Waikato's though, because all the family were there and my daughter got to come. That was her first show she came to watch me at, was the Waikato's. So lots of family photos and things from that one, which was really nice.
No, I love that. And so I haven't done a nationals before. I did the 2023 season. I did the Waikato and then I did Mo's too.
That's right. Yeah.
Year off. So I want to know, is nationals fucking terrifying? Because that's what I think it's like. Compared to a regional, is it actually quite a bit scarier?
I probably would say yes. Only I guess it depends on how like you internalize it leading up to it as well. My first nationals, like I said, I was terrified. I pretty much blacked out on stage. I was petrified. I put a lot of pressure on myself. And then this nationals again put a lot of pressure myself going into that, having such a great kind of lead up to it. There was a bit of a hype. Everyone was kind of building me up a bit, and so I went in there quite it was different. I went in as focused as I could be. I did kind of keep to myself at 24 nationals. To be honest, I had my headphones on most of the time and I had Eminem blaring at me, and I kind of just focused on myself a little bit at nationals. Even afterwards, I felt a bit guilty that I wasn't more present with my sister who was there with me and stuff. And I was just like, I'm sorry, girl, I've just game faced today. I've put so much into this. It's been 27 weeks of prepping and leading up to this last final show. I've just got to hone in.
Get it done, get it over with.
Yeah.
I just feel like the audience is different. There's more judges. Everyone's there to know, like, okay, who's the pro card going to? I just feel like there's that pressure. That's what I think.
Yeah.
maybe just
I
coming
think
in.
it's a little bit more quiet backstage. Everyone kind of just everyone's a lot more chilled. Everyone's a lot more focused, and just we're kind of there to do a job that day. And yeah. But I tell you what, every time you take your headphones off, there's girls chatting and laughing and taking selfies, and the vibe's still great. So yeah, but yeah, if you need to, you can remove yourself from it, I guess, slightly as well. Yeah.
It's okay. Totally fine if people do that. Hey, I know it sounds like maybe to people who haven't competed, they're like, oh, it's a bit like anti-social. Like, no. You do whatever the fuck you want backstage, hey, as long as you're not messing
Yeah.
up. It's
And
all
I remember my first show. I remember seeing people with headphones on, and I was just like, oh, okay, like all good, like you do you. And I was like, blah, blah, blah. As soon as I came off stage, I was like, how does everyone feel? Like, oh my God, that was so much fun, blah, blah, blah. I felt like I chatted everyone's ears off backstage at TOC. And quite a few girls were just like, oh, like very chill and placid. And I was just like, are you serious? That was so good. Like, and then yeah, as you kind of get more into it, I guess you just get it depends on the day. It depends on how your season goes, how you feel on the day as well. And yeah, everyone deals with it differently. Nationals, I feel it is that step up. It's nationals. Everyone's, it's game time. So yeah, everyone just gets that little bit more, I guess, yeah, just I don't know. Yeah.
yeah.
More focused, more honed in, just yeah.
I love it.
And
But
everyone chats. It's like chats after when you get
yeah,
off stage. That's when all the chats start to kick off. I find at nationals. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it.
All the photos and everything, and yeah,
Yeah, all the fun things at the end, eh? Keep that
yeah,
cortisol low. Don't stress
yeah,
something out, guys. Because excitedness can also show as cortisol as well. Like it's still stress. Keep it
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Just try to get your shit together.
yes, 100%. Before we move into our Instagram questions, I wanted to ask, are you thinking of staying with Frank going forward? Because a lot of people want to know, obviously, because he's the bikini champ, isn't he? He's the bikini king of New Zealand, essentially. And Jordan got the pro cards last year for wellness. Everyone's saying he's the wellness king. But like, are you happy with Frank and are you going to stay with him long term?
Yeah, I've been asked a few times myself as well, will I stay with Frank? Being like, he's kind of got the name of being the bikini guru as well, I mean, he produces so many great athletes, and you just look at Kate, I mean, it goes without saying. But yeah, at this stage there's no one else I'd go with. Frank, he's I put my trust in him right from the get-go, and no regrets. He's managed to kind of, shape me into a great athlete. I don't think I would have got as many wins as I did last year, honestly. Like there were so many times that I would have just been like thrown in the towel, just behind the scenes kind of stuff. And it was like, but yeah, he just, I don't know, he's like a support pillar, honestly. You can lean on him for so many things as a coach, and he knows his shit. He's been in the industry for so long, and he's current in it. He's always working in it as well. And then with Kate as well, it's like the team. You get the team duo. Yeah. There's yeah. He knows me. He's learned so much about me in that time, about my body, my nutrition, and everything like that. So yeah, full trust in Frank to take me to the top.
Yeah, go Frank.
Yeah,
Do you think Frank's going to get his pro card this year?
I bloody hope so. He's gunning for it. He's gunning for it. We're all backing him, just as he backs us all as athletes as well. We'd all be so rapt to see him win his pro card. Yeah, he's been working for it for so long, like so long.
I hope he gets it in New Zealand so we can be there.
That would be sick. That would be sick. Yeah.
How did the US get everything out of you two? Come on, we need something.
I think that was the first show I ever went to watch, was when Frank competed last time in New Zealand.
Cool. Well, that was a good.
Yeah.
He made that.
That was a good show.
Yeah, that was good.
Ate it up.
All right, we've got some Instagram questions, babe. A couple of people wanted to
Cool.
know random things, so this is good.
Mhm.
What's your favorite bikini color and what color next?
I love blue. I think blue, it's my favorite to see on stage as well. Like, yeah, I love a blue. It's kind of that classic, timeless as well. And that's why I chose blue for my first, because I was like, I'll be able to go back and wear this as many times as I want. It's like
You get those bottoms fixed first, but
yeah, and that's probably what I'll end up doing, is just getting new bottoms made for it, and then getting a whole new bikini color as well. So,
yeah, true. And what color would you do that you haven't done yet? Is there any other colors you're like, oh, maybe green or pink one day, or like anything like that?
I've thrown the idea of purple around. I like while I'm blonde, I was like, that whole the blue purple I think looks really, really nice on blondes. I don't think you'll ever see me in pink.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like the maroon is probably as pink as it would get for me. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And do you still want to do the red? Like you said you wanted to do like a
I
red
would love to give red a go. Yeah, yeah,
Francie
yeah.
Alley day.
Yeah, exactly. It's like kind of that wellness, you like the red. I don't know, it looks great. Yeah.
Everyone's doing it in wellness. You got to just follow suit at least one time.
Exactly. And I mean, yeah, how good would it be to just have options? Be like, oh, I'm going to wear this one and that one. And
One day, babe, we'll get there.
yeah.
What did you eat after nationals?
Nationals, we went to a little burger bar. I can't even remember the name of it, to be honest. And had just really dirty burgers and loaded fries. Yeah, and then I went back to the Airbnb and I ate some Mama's donuts. No, it was grown-up donuts. I lie, sorry. It was grown-up donuts. Yeah, I had like a whole box. And I think I only ate one of them. I had some other snacks. What did I have? I'd made like a triple chocolate brownie. And I made something else, cookies. And I had like one piece of everything. And I was at the Airbnb by myself because so where we were staying at Nationals, I was with Amy, Casey, and Shimmy, all from Worthy of Victory. And I had my sister with me as well. And after the burgers, my sister went home with dad back to the Waikato. And I went back to the Airbnb and they were all doing the regional show in the afternoon. So I went back by myself, kind of stuffed my face with no no one watching. And I ended up really ill. I was so ill.
It's not easy, yeah. You think you can eat more than you can. You can't.
Yeah, and honestly, I hadn't actually like I'd eaten lots of like bites of everything. I hadn't like quantity amount. I hadn't eaten a huge amount. But I was sick, and for about 3 days, every time I tried to eat something sweet, I would physically be sick.
It's like your body
Yeah,
goes, like, it doesn't want it anymore. It's like intolerant.
that I think like 27 weeks, like your body's just like, all right, like, and now you're going to try shove sugar in here. Like, what even is that? That's ridiculous. And my between Waikatos and Nationals, we dropped the hammer and went real hard on the old school bodybuilding diet. So I was literally eating fish, asparagus, and avocado 3 times a day, and then a protein shake. And it was yeah, that's the exact face I made every time I had to eat it. I remember the Friday traveling up to Nationals, I messaged Frank and I was like, I can't do it. I'm not going to eat another piece of fish. I will vomit. Chicken or protein, which one can I have? Yeah, and so and he was sweet with that, but I was like, I physically cannot stomach anymore.
Works, but it's fucking
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
it?
And then so after that, like my body, when you try to introduce all these fatty foods and sugars, it was just like, girl, what are you up to? Like I'm physically not okay. But
Oh,
I tell you what, I pushed through.
yeah.
I pushed through.
Look at that result. We'll take that. Thank you.
Shocking. Shocking. I'll still keep eating the sweets though.
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do, eh? And just roll.
Oh, honestly.
I think I might have asked you this one, but we'll ask you again just for the Instagram girlies that asked it. But fake
Hmm.
muscle group to train.
Um, Probably upper doubts. I like, yeah, doubts. Love training my doubts. Love some good old lat raises. Getting a good pump.
Okay, good. What's your weight? What weight do you do? If you've got a set of like 10 to 12, what weight would you pick up?
It honestly depends on where they're kind of
Oh, yeah.
based in my, because sometimes, like they'll be chucked right at the end, and there's no way I'm getting tens up after on my sixth exercise, and I've done 5 sets, all for every exercise, and I'm cooked. But generally, yeah, anywhere between 8 to 10 kilos normally. Yeah.
Oh, girl, love that. PB song.
Oh, PB song at the moment would definitely be Kings Never Die by Eminem and Gwen Stefani. That one gets me pretty pumped up. But I'm a sucker for Slipknot and I love a bit of Spit It Out. It's pretty brutal, but if you need to, push some brutal weights, it gets you there.
Did you might not have, but if you listen to the podcast with Monica Cunningham and then the one with Jordan Earl, they both said the same. They were like Disturbed, Slipknot, like all the old school.
Yeah. Metallica Don't Tread on Me is another good one. That's way up there for me as well. Just kind of yell at me and get me in the zone. Yeah.
I feel like it's maybe our age as well, slightly. Some of the youngest
Pro-
ones.
Yeah, I was probably definitely called a bogan back in my day, like just from my music choice.
I love it. It's so good though. Like you can't not lift heavy when someone's fucking screaming at you. Like it's a good song.
Exactly. Exactly. Take some good pre-workout, get an itchy face, chuck that in your ears, and yeah, you'll be able to lift.
That's off you go. I love it. Okay, here's a mum question. If you could go back
Mm.
to your fresh postpartum stage, for anyone who doesn't know, that's once you've had a baby, would you do anything differently?
Um, the only thing that really comes to mind is probably be a bit kinder to myself
That's
at
not
that time. It's very easy to get wrapped in the whole I need to bounce back and and looking at everyone else and how they bounce back and things like that. I'd only I was very fresh into my kind of exercise, lifestyle at that point, I guess you'd call it. I was doing like HIIT workouts and things like that at home. We had a little kind of weight bench and I was doing a few weights over lockdown and all that sort of thing. But I'd never been in the gym. And then you compare yourself to these mums that are like training, full time during their pregnancy. And then, of course, they bounce back faster. So, yeah, probably to be a bit kinder on myself and just know that there's not a rush. I mean, I can honestly say that I've looked the best I've ever looked my entire life after having three babies. So, yeah, it's doable, but yeah, just be kind on yourself and don't rush it. It all comes in good time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one, babe. Because I heard after Kylie Jenner heard her, this could be such a rumor, but this is probably reality of that kind of like level of fame. But I heard that once she had her kid, she had a C-section, but amongst that same time, she had booked in for a tummy tuck at the same time. So the baby taken out, sucked some fat out, and then did something like a BBL at that same time. And then she comes out looking snatched. And I was
That's
like, oh,
crazy,
would
eh?
be what she would do. That's something the Jenners or the, Kardashians would do.
Yeah.
You just don't know what other mums have done, so don't compare. Like, how could you compare? They could be so different. They could be surgery, it could be anything. It could be
Exactly. And you've literally just like grown a fucking human being. Like that's pretty insane shit, to be honest.
self.
Your body goes through the ringer and everyone has different birth stories as well. And it depends, like, I was lucky enough to have all my three kids naturally. And I say lucky because I think like I'm not experienced with a Caesar, but in my head that'd be so much harder because you're literally you've had surgery, and you have to recover from that as well, and so it's longer until you can go out walking and get active again and things like that as well. But I wasn't super active in the gym at the time anyway, so yeah, I definitely it's one of those things. I eased back into it. Bit of biking. I had a stationary bike, and yeah, just bit of biking and things like that. I used to take baby over to mum's house and ride her bike as well. And yeah, just really little things, but it's just go easy on yourself. You will get there eventually. And at that time, the most important thing is your baby and your health as well. Not getting skinny or bouncing back.
I can see how that would get in your head though. Like I can so tell. Like it would happen to me 100%. So I just fully get that. And it's just like
Yeah.
just stay playing more about your kids and like you will bounce back, but when you're fucking supposed to, not when like society says you should. Like 3 weeks.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. And so many like girls that I've connected with through bodybuilding are mums as well. And it's like they look freaking incredible. And you'd never tell that they've had, such and such kids. So just yeah, I mean it takes a lot of hard work, obviously, especially if you're going to try look like or be a bodybuilder. But it's just and try not to compare. It's as hard as it is, as hard as it is.
It's just pointless. Hey, it's like physiques on the stage. Like you're just so different. Like everyone's journey is so different. There's just chalk and cheese. Like you can't do it. Don't do it.
Exactly. No.
All right. Because since you're not competing this year, maybe. Who's getting their wellness pro card this year?
Oh, what a question. I'm going for my girl Corey all the way. I'm backing her all the way. I hope Corey gets it. Yeah.
We'll see, because it's so hard to tell because two pros have gone off off the circuit, amateur circuit last year with Nicole going, Hale going. So it's like, who's going to turn up and how are they going to look?
Well, I was going to say, and then I don't really know who is competing as well this year. And I guess until the calendar comes out and people start making their announcements and things. there's so many girls that have the potential to go pro. So many girls. Eloise is another favorite of mine. She looks amazing. Be awesome to see her when she gets back on stage again. Yeah, Shelley, I love Shelley's physique as well. I always have. She was kind of when I first went into wellness, I was just like, but how am I going to look like that? So it'd be awesome to see her make a return to stage and see what she can do as well. But yeah, I'm 100% backing my girl this year, Corey. I'm going for her.
Oh, get it. And yeah, hopefully Shelley does come back, and she better bloody go to nationals this time too, because we want to see how she finishes the job. We want to see how it all goes, because she's so amazing.
Yeah.
You know, crazy.
Oh, she's got an incredible physique, and she's a mum of 3 as well. So I'm just like, like I just, yeah. I've kind of looked up to her since I went to wellness. And then of course we got like Tejana. She is incredible, and the changes she's making with Jazz are just phenomenal. So it's definitely going to be a battle this year. I'm excited to see who comes out and who takes it.
Gonna be good. And Jazz has got her wellness posing as well now, so there's a whole lot of different stuff coming out of that team.
Yeah, their team is building, isn't it? I'm seeing it on Instagram. They're getting a lot of athletes, so I'm excited to see like kind of all their wellness athletes come out. It's yeah. I think it's going to be really, really cool for our division just to see it grow as well.
It's so good, and it'll just keep you pumped. Oh yeah, you'll be like, fuck yeah.
Well, exactly. We want to do better. We want to look better. So it's like, the better the competition up on stage, the harder we have to work to kind of get up to that caliber. So I mean, I still class myself as full amateur, and I look up to all these girls. So I'm just like, like, do better, and it forces me to have to do better too. Yeah.
Feed off a day.
Exactly.
Someone asked about like the mental transition of was your transition from bikini to wellness hard mentally? So we've talked about the physical side. Maybe was it actually a bit of a tough one mentally as well?
Probably just like I said earlier, just with the changes in your physique, going from constantly trying to be lean and lean my legs down for months, and then go, oh shit, complete turn of tables, and we're going to try put on some mass and get real big, and having like none of my bikini clothes fit me that I wore in that bikini season. They're all gone. Or even the all my sports bras and stuff. I've grown so much everywhere that that's all gone and given away, too small. So that was a mental. I mean, as a female, we all struggle with weight gain. I mean, it's no lie, and I'm still learning to, embrace all parts of the journey. So that was, mentally hard. And I think just the comparing myself as well, that was probably, I should really mention that's probably been the hardest part of changing to wellness, is comparing yourself to girls that have been, training and working so hard for this for so long, and no, I'm not big enough. I'm not, how am I going to stand up next to them? And there were so many times that I kind of, I didn't even think I was in for a shot, and then I walked out there and I was like, oh shit, okay, like, so yeah, try not to kind of second guess myself and back myself again, I guess believe in myself and believe that I have what they're looking for as well on stage. That's probably mentally one of the hardest things for me as well. Yeah.
Comparing thing, hey, it's always got us.
Oh yeah, and even just weights and things like that, and I'm just like, oh my god, some of these girls are squatting and hack squatting like incredible numbers, and I'm just like I'm just a baby.
Squats over here, just don't look at them.
Yeah, I'll just focus on my form.
yeah, that's a thing though. They could be doing 4 plates aside, but they might be doing 3 reps, babe. You might be doing 12. So
well, yeah, yeah. But I think it's good as well, because it pushes you to do better and to push yourself as well. So yeah.
Everyone's heart is different though. I feel like that's something I try to tell myself too. Like everyone's heart, like Lily's training to my training, totally different, but everyone's heart is different.
Yes, and it's and backgrounds and things like that. I mean, some of these girls are coming from powerlifting for years and doing things like that, and I'm like, well, I kind of did nothing and had babies for 10 years and literally have been in the gym for maybe I think 2.5 years now. So I'm like, I'm still technically a baby in the gym. Like I'm still learning so much every day that I'm doing my training. So just trying to get better at it, I guess.
Doing great, babe. Look at where you're sitting amongst
Thanks.
girls, like in so, new to fitness, like in this bodybuilding sense of things. Like you've done so well to get your place in your
Beginner gains are so good.
yes, yeah. And you've been gains, but we're past that now. You're on
Yeah.
muscle maturity now is the next level. Oh God. But that's pretty much all my questions for you, Dom. I think we covered a bit. We got a bit out of here. I'm excited.
I think so.
And I just can't wait to see what you do next. And whenever you get back up there, we'll all be watching. We're all pumped to see what tree trunks you can turn up with next.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
And I'm excited for you to have a nice off season. Hopefully you have a nice, good, solid year of just eating and lifting and doing the bodybuilding. And then next year we can see it all come together. But I would love to get you back on whenever you do compete, whenever we're like, cool, she's announced the show, or maybe after the show. But would you be keen?
Yeah, definitely. Of course.
It'd be so good to see. All right, babe. Well, thank you everyone for listening as well. Don't forget to like on YouTube and subscribe to the channel, and on Spotify. Don't forget to rate us, give us a little star rating, and follow us too. And I'll put Dom's Instagram down in the description of both, wherever you're listening or watching, so you can follow her journey. Don't forget to follow, see what the gal's up to. And I guess we'll talk to you next time you're on the pod, Dom.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me, Shannon. And thanks everyone for listening. I hope it wasn't too boring.
It was amazing. Thank you, babe. And thanks everyone for listening.
Bye.
We'll see you next episode. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.